All right, we got Bimbo up there. We're running these lines.
Ooh-wee.
See a big one?
He's jerking.
Got a, what we got? That's an alligator gar. That's a gar. Look like an alligator gar.
Look like it. I'll up on this one here.
That's a big gar. I don't know if we can get him in. He ain't hooked real good.
You want me to flop him in?
See if you can roll him in there. Oh, he's hooked. You got him. Big old alligator gar. Look at there.
Gar balls.
Gar balls. Got us a gar, Bimbo.
Hey.
We want to eat some gar steaks now, ain't we?
Yeah. We didn't get skunked.
We didn't get skunked.
That's edible there. Anything edible, you don't get
skunked. Check that out. Oh, alligator gar.
Look at that pretty tail.
Hey everybody, hope y'all doing okay today. I'm gonna show y'all how to clean an alligator gar, and we're gonna cook it up. Don't want to spoil the surprise, but we got some good ways to fix some alligator gar. Might show y'all a couple different ways to cook them. But a couple things might come in handy to clean alligator gar. Pair of channel locks. You're gonna need a good sharp knife and a machete. You'll see a lot of videos down south that use the sugar cane knives, cane cutting knives and stuff like that. Like that works good, but somehow or another, either you gotta snip this shell off or cut through the shell and peel the meat off. We want to actually take some steaks out of this one, so we're gonna probably shell out this whole fish. And got a couple different recipes we're gonna be working with, so probably gonna cut some steaks out and some filet out of this. But I'll show y'all real quick. I'm gonna get started, but y'all check this dude out. Look at the spots on him. Like that thing, that was a pretty gar. We caught him on a limb line. But you take, and I've took a file. This is not your little pansy machete here. This is a good machete, so it'll work as good as a good cane knife will. But anyways, you don't want your hands down there near this machete slinging around, so I'm gonna take and just hold that tail up like that right there with them channel locks. That's the reason for doing that, and get that started right there under that skin. And we don't want to chop a bunch of meat out of it, but we just want to take the top edge of this shell, these scales off of there. So I'm gonna try to stay right under it and just cut down through it like that right there, right along that top edge. I'm gonna bring him just a little bit closer to the table, or to the edge of the table for me to work with. He's trying to roll over a little bit and trying to keep him up. And I'm no expert at this. There's guys probably gonna be better at cleaning one of these than I am, so I'm not going real fast, because we don't catch a ton of alligator gar. Every once in a while we catch one in a hoop net or something. Normally don't catch them on limb lines, but we caught this nice one here on limb lines last night. Y'all be sure, if y'all hadn't checked out our limb lining videos, y'all go check that out. We got some real good limb line, bank pole videos, all that good stuff. And while you're there checking out all those videos, or even if you're watching this one, be sure to stop for a second, subscribe to the channel, and like and share the video. Hit the thumbs up. While you're here, hit the thumbs up, share the video to a buddy. We took about a 2-inch strip right off of the top of these scales there, and you're just gonna take your knife. I might change the camera angle to get a little closer camera angle on this dude too. But you're just gonna take your knife and start working this shell out. Now, if we just wanted the back straps out, I call them, that'd be easy. But trying to shell out the whole fish, we got to really work this shell back off of this fish to get that whole fish. I want to cut some steaks out of this, y'all. That's what I'm trying to do. So I want to cut some steaks out, and we'll cut a little bit of filet out of there too. I'll show y'all, you can kind of, if y'all look how these scales are layered in here, you can cut in between those scales no problem. So, you know, if you try to cut from the inside, it's almost the wrong angle, and it's basically trying to cut through the scales. But if you'll stick your knife in between these scales in here, you can actually cut right through these scales like that right there. Once you get that cut back, you can start peeling those scales right off, and they'll come off pretty easy. Not real bad at all. We'll just keep peeling that meat right on out of there. I mean, he's shelling it right out perfectly. Like I said, don't think I'm the fastest at this. There's guys gonna be faster than me at doing this because they do them all the time, or some of these commercial fishermen out there. We just caught the one. Figure we're gonna make y'all a fish cleaning video out of it. How to clean alligator gar. He's a pretty one too. Probably about 30 pounds or so. I'm gonna try to get a close up of this right here. Y'all can see the way these scales are. This is like an armor, right? So anything he hits, he'll just slide right across him. But if you take that knife and come back about 2 sets of scales and just run it right up in there like that, that makes it really easy to cut that skin. Now that's loose. Now we just take, and y'all can see that just peeling right off of there. You just want to stay right next to the scales, and it'll keep peeling right off of there, y'all. Keep a little tension on it. Just keep running your knife right in there along that scale line. He'll peel right out of there. You come down here on this end, same thing. See how I just followed right inside of that scale line there? Look at that. That's how you cut through the skin on a gar. Just keep on going. Just keep going till you get to the other side. I'm gonna actually cut like a steak right in here, y'all. And what I'm gonna do is follow the bone contour right there. Cut through that. And that could be a little hard to cut through. You can always get in there with your machete. Or your cane knife. And just do that right there. That's one way to do it. We'll roll this up right here. Just come right past where that lower fin there connects. And just take all this loose right there. But you gotta come up past this. Y'all can see I come up past this fin and all of that in there. And just disconnect it right up here. Now that we got our shell out of the way, we can go back to work on this, cutting the head loose up here. We'll just flip them over right in there. Just lay them on the side of the table like that. That way we got a little strain on that backbone. It should be a little bit easier to find a joint. Or just take your machete again, or your cane knife, whatever you got. Y'all seen that machete. You want a good machete, and I went and filed this one to sharpen it before I did this. But meat cleaver, anything will work. Just once you pop that backbone there, should come right on off then. That's it. Cut right down next to that backbone, just peel all that You don't want none of that. Get it gone. Look at there. You actually don't want to use water a lot on gar, like I said, the meats, especially if you once you take the fillets off. But you know, you can wash like in here because this has got a lot of membrane in there, right? So you can wash that good, get all that blood out of there. Some people say don't wash gar at all, but I'm not leaving that blood. Now, what I'm gonna say is just like catfish or anything, wash the whole piece of meat first. You don't want to cut these fillets off. Now, if you wanted these steak or these back straps, you could take them out and there won't be no water inside the meat. Don't cut it up and then wash it. Wash it first. Wash it now. Because you got like some membrane and all that kind of protect. And you can see I can actually squeeze that water off of that meat once I'm done washing it. So that's how you want to wash it if you're going to wash. See, that meat will just slick up. And we're not getting water inside the meat because it's protected by this outer membrane here. And that's it. That's it right there, guys. So, now, we're going to take some cuts off of this. I'm going to try to get most of this water off the table. Get rid of it. Clean that up a little bit. We'll get the water off of it. And you got a lot of meat there, but we want to take some cuts off of this. I want some steaks out of this. Y'all check out there how big that gar is. Tell you what, I'm gonna take me a couple cuts. I'm gonna take this belly meat off, is what I'm gonna do. Y'all look at there. That's gar balls right there. I'm gonna take the belly meat off. That right there. That makes it easier. You make that up into gar balls right there. What we're gonna do next, I don't think you get into the real good steaks till you get up here. So we're gonna take some just meat for gar balls and frying from here back. And we're gonna steak some of this up here to do some different cooking with. But what I'm gonna do right here is I'm just gonna make me a cut right like that. All the way around him on both sides. Now, if you was taking this whole back strap out, you'd take it out just like that. Just stay right close to that backbone like that with your knife and just work that meat right off of there. Now this is where your meat's already clean. You don't want to put this in water. Not gar. It's a softer meat. So, yeah. Don't put it in water. Keep it fresh, vacuum seal it, whatever you want to do. Don't put it in water. We're not even going to put it in water to freeze it. But look at that. Look how white and pretty that meat is. You could do a roast. You could fry that, whatever you want to do. This is a big alligator gar, so we can get several. I say big, it's pretty big. This is an average size alligator gar, so like we can get several cuts of meat off of this one. So there, y'all. White, pretty meat right there. About to show y'all right here how to make some steaks out of this. If you don't have a meat saw, you could like partially freeze this, take a meat saw and saw it be real nice. But we do have our machete pretty sharp, and I'm gonna make some steaks out of it for cooking up. But get you something like a rubber mallet, you know, and that'll work just fine. You can take a knife and go ahead and cut your steaks like down like you want them. If you want to steak these up, it's going to cut you a couple of them like that right there with your knife as clean as possible. And then you take your machete or cane knife, whatever you got right there, take your rubber mallet like that, and look, now you got gar steaks. Look at that, pretty gar steaks. How about that? Like I said, just cut down as far as possible. Take your rubber mallet, good to go. Finish your cut. Look at there. Ain't them pretty? Now, we got enough steaks to cook a couple different ways. I'm gonna take the rest of this and just debone it off of here. We're gonna use our machete, rubber mallet. But I'm gonna take this. Y'all look at that chunk of meat. You cook a roast. You can cut this up and fry it, smoke it. A lot of different ways to cook it. We're gonna try some smoked. We're gonna try some fried. We're gonna cook some steaks up. We're gonna try some on the grill. We're gonna do it a little bit of every different kind of way. And we'll be able to tell y'all which one we think's the best. Like I said, once you get at this point, y'all remember, don't wash the meat once y'all get it to this point. Look at that. Look how white and pretty that meat is. You could cut that up in steaks and fry it too. Ain't that pretty? There's our alligator gar all cut up, processed, ready to eat. Y'all can see how pretty that trash fish right there turned out of alligator gar. We're about to cook up some of it, so y'all stay tuned. Alright, I'm fixing to cook up some of these gar steaks real quick. I'm gonna mill them in our fish mill. I've just got Tony's and garlic in here, a little bit of onion powder. That's our steaks. I put a little mustard on them. I've got 2 of these I'm gonna cook up for me and Danielle just to try them out fried. We already tried them grilled. That's in another video y'all can go watch if you want to see that, how we grilled them. But I'm just cornmealing them up. This is yellow cornmeal mix. Like I said, it's got Tony's, garlic, and a little bit of onion powder in it. And I did add a little bit of black pepper. Normally just use Tony's and garlic, but I wanted to add a little black pepper on this gar. Just change it up because these are some pretty thick steaks. Right there. Right there. Always have a backup plan, guys. That's our backup right there, is some brim fillets. This will be coming out in a few weeks. We caught these in a video this past weekend, and this will be coming out in a few weeks. We'll have nice brim fishing, camping, exploring some new areas for Danielle. I'm gonna leave that to be a surprise for that video, and we will be fishing on a local bayou. It's gonna be a pretty good video, hopefully. We're gonna take these gar steaks up. I let them cook just a little bit longer than the brim fillets because they're pretty thick. Probably should have cut them just a little bit thinner, but they're gonna be fine. Got a gar fixed, got a couple more things. I'm gonna turn the thanks real quick. Lord, thank you for this food. I ask you to help to the nourish from our body. Appreciate you keeping us safe through the day, and ask you to help us bless this food to nourish from our body. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen. All right, y'all check it out. We got that big old gar steak. Didn't show how to make any of this. We show the brim fillets and catfish in a lot of our videos. This is our brim fillets. If y'all hadn't seen those videos, check them out. Danielle made up some crawfish pasta, and we just figured we'd try a couple of these gar steaks. So I'm gonna flake me off a big old piece of it right there. I've eaten it fried. We ate some fried the other night. Been years since I eat a gar steak fried like this. So wanted to revisit it. I'm gonna try it first without the ketchup. I'm gonna go right back to what I said the first, the other day when we fried some of this. We just did some fillets. I'm going right back to that. This ain't hardly any different to me than a mangrove snapper. If you trim the rib meat out of mangrove snapper and fry it, real similar taste, real similar texture to the meat. And for the guys out there, gals that think this is trash fish or call it trash fish, you just need to know how to dress them. You dress them, clean them, take care of them like we did in the video today. I can promise y'all, I mean, don't get me wrong, them brim are fine right there, but this right here is just as good at eating as anything else you're gonna put on your plate. Look, if y'all hadn't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, that's the like button. Share videos to your buddies or the channel to your buddies. Appreciate all the viewers, all the comments are always appreciated. We answer every comment. If you got a question, concern, throw it on there. If we don't answer it, we didn't see it. God's Country Hunting and Fishing, keeping it real.
Really real. Really real.